Hill, and I did this old school. Hi, MS Live. Again, I'm your host, Dulci Hill. We're all going to get together. I did this the way I normally do. Is that I've got YouTube on the phone, which you can see on. No, I've got YouTube on the laptop, and I've got Facebook on the phone, which is the way I normally do. So I can see all your comments today, and I got this being the last day of 2020. What year is it? 2013? I don't know. I want to cover some things and set us up to have a beautiful 2021. Bad things. Hi, Danielle. Oh my goodness, Danielle is here. Danielle knew me when I knew her. We were little girls living in Medford, New Jersey. You're a fellow Jersey girl, but you're still in Jersey, right? You're still in Jersey. So you're watching this today, and I've got words of encouragement today. No matter what you're going through, whether you have multiple sclerosis, whether it doesn't matter what you're going through, how bad. So many people are saying 2020 was so bad, but you know what? I'm thinking about Christmas. Christmas was so beautiful in its simplicity. It is. I attended church through Facebook. I looked at the most beautiful church service, the busiest church service, and what did I find? I found the most church service that was being watched was in Ghana. And Ghana in Africa. So it was, and I attended that, and it was so long, but this guy was so great. Hi, Rob. Rob, it is Pam. All right. So somebody else is in the group, Rob. Is this all right? So what I want to share, everybody's gonna come in lightly there. And what I want to share is, hi, Betty Joe. I'm going to start off saying that, here we go. All right, December 31st. This is a day on which another year closes. It is a good time for quiet, honest look at personal progress. Has it been a good year? Better than those which went before? And what you all have taught me, and what I have come to learn, is that it's about what we look at more than what is, right? What is. There's two ways to look at everything: looking at the negative or looking at the positive. And I hope those of you have been watching me a long time, since March. I started this in March. Those of you have been following me have been taught to look at the beauty in every situation, every bad situation. Let's see. Has the day-by-day guidance that I have taught you brought unique individuals? Let's see. Let me try that again. Has the day-by-day guidance brought me to a greater realization and acceptance of myself, the unique individual that I am, that each one of you are? God made you perfect, and we influence each other. Oh my gosh, and you don't have to believe in God to know that God works through you, and is able to bless other people. I'm thinking of all the things that, you guys remember when I hit. I pulled out of the parking lot. A young gal who had her driver's license for 12 hours passed. She decided she was going to get closest to the red light. And when I was pulling out, everybody was stopped, and she swerved into the lane I was pulling out into. Here, I got charged as an at fault accident, and I could have battled it. It was on camera and all. What's the point? What's the point? Why fight it? It's so important as a young person to feel valued. And I think, who was I when I was a young person? Let's see. Do I have regrets? Do I have regrets of things that happened this past year? Hi, Susan. I'm so glad you're here. Do I have regrets? Do I have regrets how I handled things? I know a lot of us have progressed because we're not doing what we should be doing to stay healthy. Have we progressed? Have we reacted to people who behave badly in a way that makes them feel bad, or have we looked at it as an opportunity to be a blessing, to be the peacemaker? Oh my goodness. And I'm guilty of that. When somebody pushes, it's so easy to push back. It is. I'm from Jersey, and I'll tell you, we like a fight. We like, I maybe it's not Jersey people. Maybe it's just me. I'm a scrapper. But so much, it's called knee-jerk reaction. So much of what we have to we learn we have to do in life is do the opposite of knee-jerk reaction. I'm telling you, I had a bad day yesterday. I just was so tired, and I don't take naps because my mind goes. You guys know my mind goes so fast, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I was in an MRI machine for like 3 hours yesterday, and I'm in there, and the gal said, we have 20 minutes, we got to do your brain. And I'm in the machine, and I have to go potty, and she says, can you wait 20 minutes, because you can't move on this with the contrast. You can't move, otherwise we'll have to spend another hour doing it all over. And I'm thinking, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. When somebody with MS, for as long as I have, says they have to go potty, yeah, there's two things you can do. You can get a bedpan, you can get a diaper, or you can let us go to the potty. And she didn't. So you know what? And they rolled me back in the machine. And I was like, I was praying, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Guess what? I succeeded. I did not. I go to the bathroom on the table, and I kept thinking, you know what? Life has taught me that God looks at the heart, has nothing to do. Dignity. Remember when dignity was a issue that it really mattered. Dignity is tied up, I think, with us bathing or brushing our teeth or doing what we can. And all I could think of is, yeah, I don't mind being all over. I don't mind being on the table. I don't mind this gal thinking that something's wrong with me. I don't care about that. She doesn't know me. I can be all over the table. I had a choice, but God thought, better of it, and I made it. It's so amazing. But again, me being on the table had nothing to do with me having dignity. Dignity comes with knowing who I am as a person. When I look in the mirror, so I change my clothes. She cleans the table. It doesn't. But I made it. I did not pee on the table. So I'm thinking, what you do, bodily wise, has nothing to do with who you are. And it's so good to have MS and to have this advancing of symptoms. In that, I realize that we are more than the sum of our parts. And what we do, I run into older people. Gina is here. Uh, you know what? I discovered that, Gina. She says that I did wear a pad, but I wore a thin one. I you know what? I learned my lesson. But how important is it? How important is it? We learn the longer we have MS. Remember when it was mortifying, when you'd rather pee yourself and or pee than let people know you're having an emergency or go to the bed. But I'll tell you what, the longer you've had it, the more you realize, I'd rather pee in the driveway and see somebody. I've discovered that if you open up your door, you can do this in parking lots, sit on the side of your car and act like you're doing something in your car that you have to get down low and go to the bath. You realize that even if somebody sees the stream, how important is it? They don't know you, and you don't have to change your clothes. So make the best. Make the best. I had a senior come up to me and talk to me about how embarrassed they were that they went to the bathroom. They felt disgusted. You ever feel anybody with MS, new with MS, anybody with advanced aging, you come a point where you sneeze and you go potty a little bit in your pants, and there is a self-loathing that can happen that we have to be careful of, and we can't do it because we have no control over the self-loathing, because our body is acting like infant is acting like a pet that just can't hold it anymore. That self-loathing, there's no place in our spirit being kind to our bodies. We have to separate our spirit from our bodies. Let's see. Do I have errors, regrets, or admissions? Every time we beat ourselves up because we feel inadequate over something that we physically didn't have control of, we you know what? Be kind to yourself. Everybody. I mean, everybody. It doesn't. If somebody's talking badly to you, and because hurting people hurt other people. And here's something: our caregivers, people that love us, can't be perfect, can't be kind all the time. All right, I'm going to show that because it is. All right, Gina talks about yeah, we are all conquerors through Christ who gives us strength. And Susan talks about worrying that what everybody thinks doesn't work. Again, no one. Hi, Frank. No one can insult us or make us feel bad. Hi, Dina. Dina, I saw you quoted last time, and I'm sorry I didn't quote you. You know what? I know you had a busy Christmas Eve. I love the picture of your boys and your boyfriend. It just, you deserve it. You deserve it. Uh, but anyway, so what I wanted to talk about is that the difficult people. I experienced it this year. I just this month where people misinterpret my actions, and they don't know me, and people who should know me will say things. It's just you're selfish. You're doing this because you're into stuff, and you guys know me better than that. So much. I'm not into stuff. I'm into loving your soul. But all right, how do I regret? Do I regret errors of admissions? It's so important that other people know when they behave badly. I'm not offended, and that I can love them anyway. Because as Gina says, through Christ can give me strength, and that forgiveness. If you don't forgive people for insulting you, and you hold that with you, it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. Carrying a grudge is it only hurts you. Not forgiving. You ever hear of these amazing people who have children who are murdered, and or sisters or siblings and all, and they'll be at court, and they'll forgive this person, and it's like supernatural. How do you forgive somebody who murdered somebody that was so precious to you? You have to. If you forgive them, if you release that baggage, it purifies your heart. It's amazing. Um, so it's important that you dismiss these errors, omissions. Hi, Sharia. Hi, Hayat. It's so important that you dismiss anything that festers, like a splinter, like an infection that can make you feel badly. Because you know what's great about you, Dina, and I think about this. Dina, you are one of the happiest people. You always have a smile on your face. I know Dina through the pool, Bel Air Athletic Club. She dated one of my best friends for about 2 years. But Dina, without going into it, Dina deserves beauty. She deserves beauty. She deserves to be loved. And we all do. But I'll tell you what, she wasn't. Jane, you know what? She deserves beauty. I will talk about you in 1 minute. She deserves beauty. So it's important to dismiss people that hurt us, that are not capable of loving us the way we need to be loved. Think about that, because if you insist on getting love from people that aren't capable of giving love, you'll end up in a marriage like I did with my first husband, where he just didn't love me the way my second husband loved me. He wasn't capable of. Hi, Valerie. He wasn't capable. Is that his fault? You notice that there's some people we just click with. We love. We enjoy, and other people we try to. And my sweet ex-husband should have been a friend. We should have never gotten married, but I was positive. I wanted love. I was a young woman. I wanted love from this person, and this person just wasn't capable of loving me. Uh, um, so what I will Oh, I will. Do I beat myself up for making this person love me? You know what, Dina? I'm thinking about you. What's so beautiful is that you knew enough to end a relationship, and you know what? God blessed you with a new relationship with somebody who adores the space you take up, and that's my Brian. He's more difficult in so many ways, but God knew, God knew. Uh, the new year, this new year coming up, that lies before me has no time for futile regret. So what happened in 2000? What happened in 2000? If we go back and regret, if we think about that, that's depression. We can't change that, so we need to stop. Think about that. Oh my God, last time I went over to that person's house, a friend of mine talked about going to somebody's house, fancy house, and they put the toilet so low in these fancy houses, and by the time they made it to the bathroom, the lid on the toilet fell down, and this person dropped on the toilet and peed all over the seat, all over the floor, because they couldn't stop that. Hi, Monaco. You've been with me so long. I love you. And you're in Japan, right? You're Japan. All over the world, people are watching. So Monaco, if you can go into YouTube and subscribe to that channel. You are such a beautiful person, and you if you can join us in that YouTube live, I would love that. I would love that. By the way, if you're on Facebook and you like this, if you follow me, because I'm not sharing this in on Facebook anymore. That is my promise to the different groups there, is that I'm not going to force people to watch me. I did that in 2020, and now it's, if you like this and you're in another group and you think this could benefit them, you are. Oh wait, let's see. All right, all right. Let me see if I can bring them on. All right, let's see. All right, there, Oh my gosh, this might work. I think I might be able to bring Monaco online. Let's see. Let's see if she joins. Anyway, so what I wanted to say is that this, again, past, thinking about the past, regretting the past, is futile. Is futile. It is. It's just not gonna work. Just let it go. Live one day at a time. I will live one day at a time, making each day better than the last. What is so wonderful is that we need to grow confident in faith, and we need just to be confident. So let's be confident. Let's be confident ourselves. Let's rely on the people God brings us. Sometimes I read a devotion where there was this gal, and she felt so bad, and she's sitting on the beach, and she felt just alone. She's a caregiver, and she's talking about how difficult it was to care for her. Both of her parents had Alzheimer's. She had kids, and just it was just overwhelming. And she's sitting on the beach. She's talking to God, and she's praying, "No, Father, oh my God, are you there? I need a hug. Oh my gosh, I feel so alone in my difficulties. And you know what? You know what was amazing? A little boy walked up to her, a ball was there, and then she picked up the ball, and the little boy, the little boy's mother was trying to get going, but the little boy looked at her and said, "I need a hug." And it was like a 3 or 4 year old, and the mother says, "I'm so sorry. You mind giving him a hug? He needs he's like that. He goes up to strangers and he please give my son a hug." And she said, the woman who was sitting there feeling bad said, "I would love to give him a hug." And this little boy with the pudgy arms wrapped around her and hugged her. Was that an answer to God's prayer? How do we look at that? All right. I want to think about that. Growing in confidence and faith, seeing how our prayers are answered. A lot of us don't even recognize the gifts that God sends us to manage to get through situations that are almost unbearable. I had to laugh at the gal who was telling me that she peed all over the toilet seat, and she says, "Oh, I was just so mortified. I had to ask the owner of the house if there was a bucket, if there was something that she could clean." And I'm laughing. I'm saying, "God, you peed all over that." How is it your fault that the toilet seat fell down and this person dropped down, and she started and tried to stop, but and she didn't have MS. I had to laugh. I said, "You know what? That's not your fault. That is the new builder. These mansions, they have these low toilets, and you know I wouldn't feel bad. I'd say, you know what, your toilet, it's all posture and control. It's always walking out. Sorry, I peed all over that floor there. Walk out like it's a parade thing." I don't know. You know what? She needs to. That the person who owned the house needs to get one of those toilet seats that go down slowly. Sharia, you're here. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you, first of all, Jane, God bless you, Jane. You know what? Jane is so awesome. Over the years, I've gotten gifts. I've gotten thank you letters, and it's easy to find me. But it was so nice. I got a present from Jane, and I take it that she represents Jane. You'll let you know that card you gave me was so amazing, and it represents what you tell me if you agree with Jane. She sent me a book and a card saying that I'm so appreciated. Hi, Sue. I'm so appreciated in what I do. But again, you know me. I get thanks. And I think, you know what, as much as I love all of you and I appreciate your thanks and sending me cards or sending me gifts or anything, remember, as long as you're thanking God before me, because I pray every time before I go on this for these words. And as long as you're thanking God for bringing you the words of comfort that happen to come out of my mouth, that I ask God to put on my mouth, I need everybody just to feel that love. And Jane, you are so awesome in she sent me cards. She has, you know what, and Jane, it just, what's so beautiful is that as much as I don't require that, I require you to thank God. What I love is that it was like a hug. It was like a hug. And hi, Jan. It's like a hug. And you make me feel special. So all right, let me take off my glasses there. All right, so this here is it's called Hot Feet, Hot Warmers there. So if you're on YouTube, I got everybody's address because Dennis is going to have he is going to have a meeting. And I think we have to have one in January 1. We're doing once a month. So what I think we can do is have a meeting at the same time. Bring our dog. And everybody have got your email address. I've got your home address. If you are on YouTube and you want to be interactive with the support group, even to the point where you can call people who have MS. It is the MS store of support. You can call me. You've got my address. You've got Jane's address. You've got Sharia's address, and Susan, and Gina. Oh my, Gina, my love, my. You have all these people, and you can rely on them to get you through hard points, hard situations. If I wasn't this okay with myself, I might have needed a cell phone to call somebody, Gina, and say I just peed all over the MRI table. And she would have been like, okay, that's fine. Next time wear a diaper. It just, but it's so good to have a lifeline on your cell phone. So everybody in YouTube, we all have that cell phone. Let's put all of our phone numbers in the cell phone, emergency MS contact. It just, so we can reach out to each other on that. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow me. No, Facebook. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Also, go to msfrontiers.org and see the resources we have for you. That is wonderful. Again, thank you for this. You guys know that I get my I get so much of my encouragement from God, and it doesn't matter whether you believe in Jesus or God or anything else. The comfort that I'm trying to give to you, that's me. I'm not proselytizing. I invite you to have that peace that I have. But again, I have to give that speech on Sunday. Hi there. Hi, Teresa. What's so good about this is that, Sharia, all right. It's so important. I'll send it again. In fact, I get a surprise for you. I'm not going to tell you, but I attach that to the emails I sent all of you. Happy New Year, Teresa. what, Teresa? I remember you in junior high. Because didn't we both go to a memorial together? I know you anyway. Fellow Jersey girl. And it's so wonderful. It's, you know what, when you're we had such a large high school, and it's so wonderful. Yes, Teresa, I remember you, and we had so many people in this that we went to school with, that it was hard to know each other's hearts. Of course, we didn't know. We were, hi Paul. We were too focused on what others thought of us. The more we aged, I'm friends with so many people I went to elementary and high school with, junior high, and what is so wonderful about Facebook is that we get to know each other's hearts, and we know who is just you know what, Teresa, let me tell you, there's somebody in my high school homeroom that I wasn't good friends with. I wasn't friends. We were different people, and over the years, we kept commenting back and forth. And she invited me to go to the Outer Banks with she and her sister. It was just and friends, and it was. You know what? It's nice how Facebook can bring us together when we have different things in common. But what we have in common, bigger than multiple sclerosis, bigger than any of this, is our common desire to love each other. Hi, Christy. Our common welfare. Our common desire to look at the good instead of the bad. Let me see. I believe I have a bookmark. I didn't bring it. I did. All right. I'm going to show you. See this here? All right. See that? All right. What do you see? There's two pictures there. All right, there's two pictures. Do you see a witch? Oh boy. Or do you see, let me see. All right, there's something good. All right, what is it? What I'm saying a witch. All right, what do you see? I think it's a fancy lady wearing a hat, right? It's a fancy lady wearing a hat. All right, let me see. Do you see that? There's two ways to look at everything, and it's so important that we look at life. We learn not to see this witch, right? We learn to see the fancy lady. We only see, after a while, you only see. Yeah, I know, Chrissy, I know. All right. There's a fancy lady. All right. Let me see. Fancy lady. This is her hat. She's got a feather on her hat. All right. Feather on her hat. That's her hat. Right. And she's. Let me see. And that's her face. Right. That's her face. Let's see. All right, you see it better? All right, so if we can look at all right, you see that all right, let's see. So you can see she's looking away, but you have to take that away. All right. So what? There's two ways to look at everything. You get in a car accident, and Here, Christy, let me show you. Right there. Do you see a fancy lady now? You see the good? You see the good? And let me tell you something. We have to program ourselves to see the good. My mother's husband died, but he didn't die in Florida. They moved here after 9 months of moving up where she's a mile away from. They both were a mile away. After 9 months, he died up here. During this COVID, we were told we had to sit outside of the hospital. It just was so overwhelming. But I'm sitting there and she's like, I can't believe this has happened. We just got here. How can this happen? You know what? And I'm sitting there and I'm thanking God she's up here. I'm thanking God. He hung pictures. He helped her unpack. They were partners making things happen. It just, what is the blessing? She's sitting there thinking all the terrible things because she's programmed only to see the witch. Often people who don't have a relationship with Christ see the witch. In fact, right now I only see the woman now, right? Because you see the woman. This is her. She's got it's like a hood over her, and she's wearing. This here is a neck. Those Victorian neck, chokers, right? Chokers. She's wearing see, it's a Victorian neck choker, and she's got this. You know what? Susan is great. She never saw the witch. So here I am. My brother's on one side. My mother's in the middle. I'm on the other side, and they're thinking all the negative things. I'm the only one with this devout faith, this devout relationship with Christ. What is so, Christy is talking about what she sees, and it might be a sweater, but the important thing is that only when you program yourself to see the beauty can you sit there with a death in the family, somebody you love, somebody, and see the good things. I held his hand when they unplugged the and I prayed, and he was a stubborn person who didn't have a relationship with God, but he had a massive stroke, and the doctor said he was basically he wouldn't have a life if they tried to bring him back, at some, not bring him back, but get him going at some point. And you know what? I had an outer body experience when I was Teresa, you might have remembered this. When I was a freshman in high school, I had a moped accident that was so bad that I was in a coma. My body, my soul was in the corner of the room, say where that clock is, and I watched what was going on. I really believe that Walter's soul was watching what was going on. I was holding his hand, and what was so beautiful is that I believed. I asked him. I asked him to take Christ's hands to who's to say we don't have a chance to for an afterlife. Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be giving this speech at Walter's burial to all these people who don't believe in God, and it's okay that they don't believe in God. So I can't proselytize. But here's something I was thinking. I was writing this speech and I was thinking, I remember him when he was 50. He met my mom, and I used to talk to him for 2 hours on the phone. And my favorite times with him were one on one. We'd have little adventures, uh, just and he would debate me on things of the Bible, things of God, all the time. People debate you because they want to be they want to know where they're wrong, where their thinking is wrong. um, I think about that. I think what a he was a successful salesperson. What was so wonderful about him is that as a younger man, he had diplomacy. The older he got, the more stubborn, the more arrogant, the more, we get set in our ways. Uh, but I was fortunate enough to know him as a younger man, and to be able to pull from that. So many of us look at him like, oh my gosh, he was a pain in the butt as he got older. He came over one time, and I gave him some. No, I didn't give him. He went into the kitchen and he got some salami out that you typically slice. And this is as an older man. He was 79, 80. He came, sat down with a glass of milk and his salami, and instead of slicing it, he ate it like a banana. Right? He ate a couple bites. When he was done with it, he put the salami on with not on a plate, on the side table, left his milk half filled. And it's a definition of what you don't want your house guests to do. But as a Christian, I just, it's forgiving. It's forgiving. It makes you laugh, but so he did so many things as when getting older, that I swear he wouldn't have believed that he was capable of doing as a younger man. And it's that forgiveness, it's that love, it's being able to know that we're all fearfully woven together in our parents' womb, and God knows us uh, before we're even given to our mothers. And here's something: all of us mothers, I'm not a mother, unless anyway, I'm not going to say, you're given babies so that you know what it's like to be God, because that baby will never love you the way you love him, will never, or her, right? They're demanding, they are ungrateful, and we like that with God. Your babies only develop some sort of conscience to love you when they're in their 20s. Winston Churchill said that what's Winston Churchill? He said that he was amazed at how dumb his parents were when he was 16, and how smart they got in the 10 years from 16 to 25. They just, oh my God, they had something of value to pass on, and that was the joke on that. It's the ability to recognize things of value people are saying. It's the ability to look. Hi, Tammy. Once you see the fancy lady, that's all you see. But get this, you have to practice looking at the fancy lady. You have to practice on remembering the good things. Therefore, when somebody puts a glass of milk and a sausage on wood on a wooden side table, it you don't see the witch there. You recall the fancy lady or the good things, and now it becomes amusing. It just, it's like me being in that MRI machine. Is peeing on the floor or on that because that woman wouldn't let me out. What can I control? I can't control the fact that she's got me a prisoner in that MRI machine. I can't control the fact that physically my body might pee all over that machine because she won't let me out. What can I control? I can control my reaction. It's dignity. Is that going to rob me of my dignity? No, I have control over. Think of the emperor's clothes, right? It's the scene, the guy who wove the clothes said it was the most precious thread in the world, that it was magical. Uh, um, Only people could see it. Were you had to be special to see it. So he did, the seamstress wove together this beautiful suit of clothes, and the emperor put it on, right? And he's walking naked through the crowds, and people are like seeing the witch, seeing how he's naked, he's naked. But he saw the fine linens. So you think about that. It's what can I control? I can control the supernatural desire to, she sees that the technician may have seen that I peed all over the that, not that happened, peed all over the MRI table, but I could say, you know what? There's a saying, people people will never remember what you say. Ultimately, they won't remember what you say. And I think that's it with you guys. You see this, you watch this a number of times, and it's not so much my words. It's how we make each other feel. I don't know why I froze on YouTube, but it's people will always remember how you make them feel. And it's so important that you feel the love, because if you're looking at my eyes, if you're looking and you're hearing my words, which I have no idea what's coming out of my mouth, you will know that it's got to be the Lord. And if you feel that love, it's the love that Christ has for you, the comfort that you deserve. All right, there's some wonderful additions. Thank you. All right, let's see. Sharia, Susan, I'm afraid to leave my house. And then let's see here. Oh, all right. Oh, Susan, is that because you lost your mother? All right, here we go. I've got to go back, and I'm going to share with you what these wonderful. Jane says everything has a reason, and Susan says keep prayer journals. So she's telling us If we keep prayer journals, we'll know we can write down when our prayers are answered, and it's so important that we give thanks when recognize when these prayers are answered. Recognize, because what happens when our prayers are answered? So often we don't give thanks or we don't acknowledge it, and God wants us to acknowledge it. That's huge. All right. Let's see here. Susan is saying that Jane is special. All right. Let's see. All right. All right. Dennis is saying attached. All right. He's talking about the email that I sent everybody with the attachment on YouTube that had everybody's address. Sheree, I'll resend it to you. All right. Let's see. And you know what, Susan? It just, you know what? Tell me something. This is terrible as it is, because the love you fostered with your mom, Susan watched her mother die, and so much of us. Hi, Patricia, and she's. You know what? Take a break here, because Patricia says we need to thank God when He answers, even if when it's not what we want. It's you know what? Let me tell you real quick. I prayed my first husband would propose to me. You know, and I actually came to God because everything I prayed for, I got. And I finally was brought to my knees and said, God, I don't know. You know what? Can you please drive my car? I just, you know what? Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers, because I learned. All right. All right. Sharia is sharing that her daughter, who's married, lost her sister-in-law, and that is. All right. Okay. You know what? Thank you, Karen. But it's important that people who don't believe. Hi, Gail. Hi, Karen. People who don't believe in God, it's so important that you feel the love that is a product of my faith. It has nothing to do with wanting you to believe the way I do, as much as the Bible tells us He'll know us through our love. And I know so many Christians, and not to say bad things about Christians, but we're unreasonable about holding each other accountable for things. There's somebody that I know and love that doesn't believe the way we devout people believe that you're supposed to believe. This person sent God cards to everybody at Christmas time. This person posted something encouraging on Facebook to somebody else, and he, a born again Christian, responded, really? Are you that's hypocritical? Who are we to know the relationship one person is trying to have with God? God comes to us all at different ways and in different times, and how brilliant it would have been, my life would have been, is if I was born knowing I had to be obedient because God had me in, in he had uh, um, my best life planned out or intended for me. But you think you don't know. Think about, you don't know what it's like to be in debt, to have the chains of debt until you make that mistake. A lot of us have to touch the flame on a candle to know it's hot, so we know not to touch that flame again. So anyway, today's Thursday. So I'm disappointed because I watched that service in Ghana, and the guy went on for 3 hours. And sometimes I think that it's hot. The message is hot, and it's so important. All right, this coming year, that let's not look at the stuff that in the past. All right, because in the past we're going to see witches. Right, in the past, if we look, very few things. I kept a journal when I was a young woman. Oh my gosh, I read it as somebody who knew Christ, and I was so ashamed of the things I wrote. I threw it out. I couldn't read that. I couldn't read it. I have a rough time journaling because every day, it's what I read. Every day is an opportunity to see the good, just to see the good. So if you don't have a relationship, if you don't feel love, if you're not able to make others feel love, you want to, and you want to stop struggling. You want to know the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. Um, uh, just just say this prayer after me. Say, Jesus, I know I'm a sinner. I know I keep making mistakes over and over and over again. And I don't want to do that. I want to know what it's like to have heaven on earth. And I recognize that God so loved the world. He gave us you, that if we believe in you, we'll have everlasting life. And Lord, I want to know you're real. Forgive me of my sins. I know you died and you rose from the dead to purify me, and show me what it's like to have a savior. I want you to be my savior. In Jesus' name I give thanks. Amen. If you said that prayer, if you can get yourself a New International or a New Standard Edition Bible, get you a U version on your phones, and read the book of John. It's the story of Christ. Just read that. They're fun. The King James Bible is that'll put you to sleep faster than Xanax. They used to. But they have new Bibles that came out in the 90s, and they're easy to read. They're fun to read. They're fun. Please read that, and know that you're loved. And bigger than that, we all love each other. And just because you're looking at my face, I represent all of us who are one body in Christ. Anyway, I love you. Subscribe, follow me, go to msfrontiers.org. And keep coming back. I love you. May the God bless you and keep you. May He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you His peace. Amen. I will see you. Have a happy new year. If you're like me, you're probably going to go to bed at 10 tonight and get up early tomorrow. Anyway, I love you all, and thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.